First of all, welcome you to the show and explain
Thank
very
you.
quickly the reason you're on the Commission for Presidential Debates. Kind of got blown out of the water. You guys had run the debates since
We ain't dead yet, John.
87. You ain't dead yet. The two candidates, Trump and Biden, the two main candidates, made their own agreement and kind of cut you guys out of the process. Is that correct?
Well, they're trying to.
I see. Why would they do that?
Because we're not nice people, I guess.
And they seem so nice. But why? What was the reasoning behind not having it in the way that it's been since 87?
You know, it started in 87 for a reason. We were created after two studies, one at Harvard, one at Georgetown.
Not familiar.
For the Senate. And because there was so many problems with the candidates on both sides over the years. We went 16 years without any presidential debates because they wouldn't participate. No one can be forced to debate.
They thought it was too partisan when it was the League of Women Voters.
That's right.
Right.
And so we were created. Paul Kirk was then the chairman of the Democratic National Committee. I was President Reagan's chairman of the RNC. And we created the commission and have done them now for, well, we've done 33 over the last 36 years. And we were created for one purpose, to be in the middle of the candidates, to be representing the people.
A bipartisan commission.
Nonpartisan.
Not bipartisan, nonpartisan.
Nonpartisan.
I see.
And so at this point in time, with this particular battle,
yes,
there's a lot of things unexpected happening, and I don't know what the hell is going to happen as we go forward.
Agreed.
So we have to wait and see. Now, they agreed. Supposedly, they've agreed. But now the question is...
Yeah, there's going to be one debate on CNN, apparently, and then one other debate, I'm not exactly sure where, ABC.
Now, the questions that aren't been settled, because I hear that the former president today said he won't appear unless a drug test is taken by Biden to show he wasn't hopped up like he allegedly was when he made his speech, you know, the State of the Union speech. Now, I don't know. I don't think that the President Biden's going to go...
They want Biden drug tested because they think he's trans? What do they think is happening? What do they believe?
They believe, I guess, that he was hyped up there when he made his speech.
And would Trump then also drug test?
I don't think so.
All right.
And the other thing is, what's undecided, John, is how do they walk out on the stage? Are they seated at a table like this?
These are the things they decide, where to sit.
Oh, yeah, a lot of things. The mute button, I put a mute button in 4 years ago because they weren't obeying the rules that they weren't supposed to talk for 2 minutes when the others.
I put one of those in my TV. and I used it as soon as they started. Let me ask you a question, and perhaps this may not... what are we missing? Like, so let's say they don't go with the Presidential Commission, and they don't go with... What are we really losing? I mean, to be perfectly frank, I don't get much substantive out of these debates anyway. The idea that their answers have to be a minute and a half, and there's a buzzer, and then there's a mute.
John.
Yeah.
See, that's all been changed. We changed that some time ago. What happens is the debates, 90 minutes, are divided into 6 15-minute pods. They each answer a question from the moderator for two minutes without interruption, and then the moderator can drill down. There's no of these 2 minutes, 1 minute, and all the rest like existed a long, long time ago. Those are the things we changed. And so, you know, what they're going to do here, they haven't answered those questions.
But do you believe that those debates were fruitful? Like when I think of the debates between Trump and Hillary, or Trump and Biden, or Trump and, let's say, Adore, I didn't necessarily, I didn't find much fruitful.
What we do after each cycle is we go out and ask the public, did the debates have an effect? Were they any good for you in making this decision? And about 65 to 70% said it's not the only and the most significant factor, but yes, it does play a part. And, you know, we look at it in two ways, John. Not only are they answering the questions about issues that are important to the people who they want to hear, but you'll learn an awful lot about the personality, the attitude of a person, how they conduct themselves in the debates. For example, I think former President Trump really hurt himself in the first debate last time. I think Al Gore back in 2000, walking across the stage in front of George. So they learn.
But isn't that? I think that's kind of my point, which is if what we take away from it is Al Gore sighed and wore rouge, so he shouldn't be president. That strikes me as a methodology that is terribly flawed.
Well, you tie that with what the answers to the questions were also.
But no one remembers those. and isn't, because I think the point is you have this sort of system set up for tradition, but the media has changed so drastically. It's so polarized. It's so sensationalized. They're not looking to accomplish what maybe the commission even is looking to accomplish. And is that now at odds?
What we lose is this. Number one, we lose the town hall meeting in this situation where there are private citizens who are on the stage and get to ask the president, former president, whatever, questions. That's a real big part of this. Plus, we go to campuses. We've got, there are 4 schools right now. Texas State, Virginia State, Lafayette College in Pennsylvania, the University of Utah in Salt Lake. They're cramped. They're working up right now to put on what they do. They teach special civics courses. There's an awful lot that's done. Those schools really deserve a hand because they're whole to this day. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure those schools are supposed to be teaching civics whether there's a debate or not. Yeah. I don't think we should give them applause like the University of Utah is teaching physics and civics. And I guess my worry is we have this, are we clinging to an institution that nobody is particularly satisfied with, whether they think the moderators are too partisan, whether they think the rules are too archaic or too steeped in Robert's Rules of Order, and we're not working hard enough to design a system that will help our democracy flourish rather than just become sensationalistic fodder. I think that is a criticism that's been there. But we have changed. What we do now wasn't what happened how we did it back when it started or how it was done before us. Just dividing, in fact, the 90 minutes into 6 minutes.
Well, like not having an audience seems to me a way of dispelling a little bit of the theatrical nature.
But that was both parties, both candidates, said, well, at our debates, there's roar, people are booing. Those are the primary debates. We have nothing to do with the primary debates. In our debates, you can go back and look at all 33 of them. Very few times do you even hear that there's an audience. They may laugh if something funny is said. The ticket says you're not allowed to make noise. If so, the Secret Service is going to come and drag you out.
Sure.
So they've been pretty good.
Does the Secret Service really drag people out for making noise?
Yes.
I don't think you're making the case for democracy you think you're making. I think you're finding yourself in there. All right.
Well, John, we're not perfect.
Understood. I'm starting to get that sense. How does the commission regain its footing, or is it out of the barn and that's the end of it?
Let me say this. As I said, we started so that we could provide down the middle for the public. If these 2 candidates...
You were going to say clowns. No, I saw it.
Well,
you started with that and switched.
But if they're successful, if they do this, and it works out, and so that people sitting at home and watching on television have learned something, we'll salute them. We'll salute them. Okay. Now, whether that doesn't mean we're not ever going to come back. But if they crash, which they may still, because a lot of things have to be figured out, we're going to be there. We're going to be there until we know for sure what happens.
You'll be there to pick up the pieces. This is one of those situations where you say to the debate people, we'll be there when you fall. And
can I write that down? I want to remember that. Yes, that's good.
You will fall. All right. Frank Fahrenkopf, ladies and gentlemen.